Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail Grace, or Abby, and it is June already, so that means we're going to do our May reading wrap up. If you don't know how this works, I'm going to go through all of the books that I read in May, give you a little spoiler-free synopsis and what I rated it. As always, I did read some fan fictions this month, and I will quickly go through them. A lot of them were rereads. I got into a rereading fan fiction mood, and I was just needing to reread books that I already read once this year. So these are fan fictions that I read in January, and I'm reading them. I read them again a few months later. That's fine. So I'll put on the screen here the time you should skip to if you don't want to hear about fan fiction, and then I'll see you there. If not, come along. I'll quickly go through the fan fiction and what I rated it. So, baby, anytime you're ready, I'm waiting. This was a short fic. It's like Draco and Hermione are really good friends, and Draco is of course in love with Hermione, but just waiting until she realizes it and comes to him. He's not planning on making a move, and they go on a group vacation together and end up sharing a room on vacation. Anyway, it was 2.5. It was good, but it was too short to really develop, so not my favorite. Next, I read All You Want, which this is a reread. This is a Omegaverse Hermione fanfiction. So Hermione's an Omega, Draco is a Alpha, and Hermione presents while at Hogwarts. They spend her heat together. It's so spicy, so good. It's by Sinlin Yu, so you probably know her from Manacled, but this is just fun and just candy. So I love All You Want. I have read it before. This was a reread. It's 5 stars. Next, I reread The Auction, which is a wartime AU, and it's Harry loses and Hermione gets captured, and all of the Order girls get auctioned off to the highest bidder, and so Draco buys her and keeps her, but of course he's been in love with her, and she is so scared that she's gonna get there and he's gonna take advantage of her. And it turns out when she gets there, she has her own room, she's well taken care of, but the rest of the girls are not, and so she's trying to work to free them all. They have this tattoo that's kind of similar to the manacles and Manacled that blocks, it doesn't block their magic, but it keeps them contained, and they can't leave while this tattoo is connecting them to their owner. So that one is so good. I think I might like it more than Manacled. If you're looking for that type of wartime AU, I think I like The Auction more. That might be a controversial opinion, but The Auction's a 6-star read for me. I really like that one. Then I read The Right Thing to Do, which is also in the same universe as The Auction. So The Right Thing to Do and All the Wrong Things, and then The Auction are book 1, 2, and 3 of the Rights and Wrongs series. And The Right Thing to Do and All the Wrong Things are The Right Thing to Do is told from Hermione's perspective. All the Wrong Things is told from Draco's perspective. It's the same story told from both perspectives, and that's just them post-war. Voldemort lost. Draco gets he doesn't go to Azkaban, and it's secret feelings for years and years, and it's like so many like little misunderstandings, and it's just like so good, and it's just like normal everyday life for them. So it's the same universe as the auction, but the auction is obviously a AU. So in the other books in the universe, Harry wins, and then in the auction, Voldemort wins, and it's the same things, but so it's like obviously the secret feelings thing is true in the auction, but Voldemort wins, and vice versa. So the whole universe is 5 stars for me. I love The Right Thing to Do. It's so sweet. It's 5 stars. Next, I read The Unofficial Diary of an Omega, and I gave this 2.5 stars. It's another Omegaverse fic. I love Omegaverse stuff, but this one was, again, it was just short. It was okay. If you're looking for an Omegaverse one, read all you want. Next, I reread Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic, and this is a marriage law fic. It's the Reconciliation Act. So, like, members from both sides of the war are paired together to get married to like force reconciliation. So of course, Draco and Hermione are supposed to get married, and there's just so much fighting and tension between them. And Neville and Pansy end up together. It's just so good. And Draco is so just like down bad. Like, I don't want to say simp, but like he will do anything for Hermione in this, and she just doesn't really understand, as with most of the time how it goes with Hermione. She's like, what's going on? And he's like, just, I'll do anything for you, like so obsessed with her. And there's blood. He's very slutty and pathetic. Then I read the next few chapters of Beneath the Scars and Shadows, which is a whip that I'm kind of in the middle of. So just a little update there. It's not done yet, but I'm keeping trucking on that one. Next, I read That Old Black Magic, and this was my first dreary fic. So Draco and Harry, and this is a marriage contract that like forces them to get married and live together for like a few months without any visitors to like seal the contract. And there's a lot of animosity, but they have to like be in proximity and like do stuff to force them to convince the magic that they're actually trying to make the marriage work. That was 3.25. Oh, I gave Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic 4.5 / it's a 5 on Goodreads if I was putting it on Goodreads. Next, I reread She Whom He Harbors. I love this one. There's like this dark creature that Hermione and Ginny and Harry go after, and it ends up like attacking Ginny and Hermione, and basically the effects of the attack are like a deep depression, and your soul like cleaves from your body, and the only way to like put them together is by having an orgasm. And so Draco is trapped with Hermione and has to give her orgasms to heal her, and the same with Harry and Ginny. But it's just so good. Like I love it. Draco's going through his own like thing, and Hermione is like really dealing with her depression. Anyway, it's really good. It's 5 stars for me. Next, I read Proximate, and this is like a one-night stand. It's Quidditch player Draco, and he and Hermione have a one-night stand. Hermione leaves in the morning and realizes that she is his new next-door neighbor. So they have apartments like next to each other, and so it's a little forced proximity, hence the name Proximate. They start just a friends with benefits relationship, and it grows into more. It was 2.75 stars. So those are all my fan fictions. Now we're gonna hop into my other books that I read this month. Okay, first I read The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, and this is kind of like The Selection meets like the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, but the queen is a fairy. It's also like ex-Bridgerton because it's set in like Regency England. She's the queen, and like it's the season, and she decides that this season her son, who is also a fairy, is going to choose a wife. And so there's like a competition between, I believe it's like 20 girls, about who is going to be his future wife. And all the girls are obviously human. The only fairies are the queen and her son, Brom is his name. Yes. But there's also a brother, Emmett, who is a human. And the way this world works is every person gets the chance to make one bargain with the queen, and it's a fairy bargain, so it's binding, and you have to like, it's like, oh, I want a good memory, and I'll give you my pinky finger. And so it's like all these like things, or it's like, I want to be beautiful, but I can never make any left turns for the rest of my life. It's things like that, like kind of silly, but will be annoying. And so all the girls get to make a bargain, but our main girl, Ivy, she chooses not to make a bargain. And she starts to have feelings for Prince Emmett, who is the brother of the prince that she's supposed to be falling for. There's a lot of like twists and turns. It's very hard to like describe the intricate details, but it was really good. The ending was quite shocking. And it's the first in a trilogy, so I will be reading the other books in this series. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. Next, my next 2 actually are Magnolia Parks. Well, Magnolia and then Daisy, but I read Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and this is the second Magnolia book, but the third in the MPU. And this is a year after the end of book 1. Magnolia has been in New York and she moves back to London, and I'm like, what can I say that's not gonna spoil? I really can't say anything. She's back in London, and her and BJ, you discover a lot more about the history of their relationship and why they are the way that they are, and it's very, very good. I love them, and I loved this one more than the first Magnolia book. I gave this one 5 stars. There's lots of drama and it's toxic, but it's amazing. Next, like I said, I read the second Daisy book, so Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, and this is happening at the same time as this. We get Julian, Christian, and Daisy's POV, and Daisy has been living away from the compound. She left that world behind, and she's been dating someone else besides Christian, but she starts getting targeted, and so in order to stay safe, she has to move back in with Julian at the compound, and that kind of makes her relationship tense. Obviously Christian's there and has been in love with her the whole time. I love just like the gang storyline in this, like the danger, the people coming after them. It's just very interesting, and this one ends crazy. Obviously this one also ends crazy. Like the way these two intertwine and end is just like shocking. And I have just started. I'm like 50 pages into the last Magnolia book, and I've already been crying. So I can only wait to see how that book ends. But both of those are 5 stars for me. Next, I read Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is book 4 in the Windy City series. It follows Isaiah Rhodes, who is the brother of Kai, who was the main character in book 3. And this is a Vegas accidental marriage. They have to pretend to stay married so she can keep her job. But obviously Isaiah has been obsessed with her for years. Kennedy is a trainer at the stadium with the team that Isaiah plays for. And it's so good. Isaiah is so sweet. I love their relationship. I gave it 4.25 stars. Next, I read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This was for my book club, and I ended up giving this one 3.5 stars. It was good. It wouldn't be my usual choice. Like, if you are into sci-fi, I would recommend this to you. Sci-fi is not my usual genre of choice, but this was pretty good. They did make a TV show about it that's on Apple TV. But essentially Jason one night gets kidnapped and wakes up in a world where his wife and son are not his wife and son. So he has been sent into like an alternate universe, and he spends the book basically trying to get back to the universe with his wife and son. It was good. If you're into that, I would definitely recommend. I won't be rereading it. I did get this from the library. And I don't have anything particularly bad to say, but I also don't have anything particularly good to say. So 3.5. Next, I listened to the audiobook of Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, and I have had this on my TBR for a while, but it was available immediately at the library on audiobook, so I just decided to get the audiobook because I did a lot of driving last week. And this follows the Blue sisters. Their last name is Blue, and all the sisters, each chapter is from a different sister's point of view. They're all like going through the loss of the 4th sister. Their sister Nikki died a year ago, and it picks up a year after she died with all the sisters like really struggling, and in different parts of the world. So like Avery's in London, Lucky's in Paris, Bonnie's in LA, and they all end up eventually back in New York in the apartment where their sister Nikki died, and kind of having a reckoning, coming to terms with their relationship and how they are going to be around each other in the future. It's really good. If you have a sister, I would definitely recommend. I gave it 4 stars. Yes. I don't really know what to say. The plot is like minimal. It really is like a character study of these sisters and how their lives were forever changed by this, and it was good. And finally, I read Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This was book 3 of the Powerless trilogy, and this was a really good conclusion to the trilogy. I told my roommate this, and I said this, I think, on Fable in my review. Book 1 was really good. I think I gave it 5 stars. Book 2 was just kind of mid, and this one was a really good ending to the series. It was quite long in comparison with the other ones, but there's not a lot I can say because it is a third in a series without giving spoilers, but I love seeing Kit and Kai and Peyton and their relationships, and there's another set of trials. So Peyton goes back into the trials, and there's 3 trials for the 3 B's of the kingdom. So that's bravery, benevolence, and brutality. And so she has to complete 3 trials solo, and they're all like tests. The ending is very shocking. Like, there is some that I like called and was like, oh, I kind of see that coming. But I think it is difficult in a YA book to truly like surprise me. And I said this in my video because I filmed this I read this for a video, which was my finishing series video, but it is difficult to kind of like have a truly shocking YA fantasy, I think, and this did a good job. So I ended up giving this one 4.25 stars, and it was a really good conclusion to the series, and I'm always happy to end a series. Like, I feel like there's so many series that I'm constantly in the middle of, which is why I filmed that finishing series video or continuing series video, because I'm always in the middle of series, and then it's hard for me to remember. It's like, oh, it's been a year since I read the last book. How am I supposed to remember what happened? But I'm happy to finish the series, and it was a good ending to the series. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of May. It was a pretty good reading month. Lots of fan fiction, lots of rereads in my fan fiction, but some good books too. I think all except for one were at least 4 stars. So that's pretty good. I'm kind of, I don't know, we'll see. Currently, I'm paused on fanfiction, and I'm really going to try and read through some of my physical TBR, because I have quite a few books on my physical TBR that I really would like to get to this month. So come back for videos this month where I get through some more books on my TBR. And sorry, there's a train, but that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye, guys.